Hi students, welcome back. Now in the previous video we have discussed the memory, the different types of memory and applications of the memory where it will be use the things we have discussed in the previous video. Now let us will discuss next topic, sensors and actuators. This topic is very important for lab also. In the lab, we have a part B. The part B, it is totally it's hardware experiments will be there. So in that, you have to be need to the knowledge of the sensors and actuators. Now, in this topic or in this video, let us will discuss some of the sensors and actuators functions. Here, what is the sensors and actuators means? Sensors are the usually it is an input devices for an embedded system. Actuators are the output devices for an embedded system. Sensors and actuator will be is an interaction between the in real time world to the user world. Okay, so here sensors and actuator let we detail will study. An embedded system is an constant interaction with the real world, and the controlling monitoring functions executed by the embedded system is achieved in accordance with the changes happening to the real world. That is what is the variables are available to input devices that to be read, that according to the physical variable the embedded system has to be process the variations, and it will be convert to the real time world or a output of the embedded system. Okay, that purpose the sensors will be using. Here the changes in a system environment or a variables are detected by the sensors connected to the input port of the embedded system. A sensor is a transducer. Yes, it will be a transducer. Transducer means it convert one form energy to the another form. Here sensor it does it measures the or senses the physical variables into a electrical or a measurable one quantity. Or this quantity will be it is for control purpose it using. Okay, that is we call it as a sensor. For example, sensor it may be a transducer or a pressure monitoring, temperature measurement, thermometer. So some of the examples, and also here two examples are listed, that is accelerometer sensors. In the accelerometer sensors which counts the steps for pedometer functionality is an accelerometer sensor. That accelerometer sensor will be using in your vehicle, motorcycle or car, whatever it may be. That is case we have accelerometer sensor for measuring the speed of the vehicle. And the second example of the sensor is sensor used in smartwatch devices to measure the eye intensity is an ambient light sensor, ALS. Okay, to measure the light intensity surrounding of the uh, presence of light surrounding of the body or a watch. Okay, so this purpose this sensor will be using, that is a ALS sensor we call it as. Next we'll come to the next point. If the embedded system is designed for any controlling purpose, the remember here any controlling purpose embedded system, suppose you are using for controlling any real world applications, the actuator are must be needed. Okay, here system will produce some changes in the controlling variable to bring the control variable to the desired value. It is achieved through an actuator connected to the output port of the embedded system. Actuator actually it reads the processor signal, and according to the processor signal the actuator will be going to perform the task. It may be mechanical variation, or it may be output that is display visual to the human being. So this kind of output world may be connected. Okay, that is it is actuator only needed for when embedded system it takes the controlling purpose. Okay, if you have a design embedded system is for controlling purpose, actuator or must be required, otherwise not required. So actuator is a form of transducer device which converts signal to corresponding physical action. Okay, the processor signal that is in the form of electrical signal that will be converted into a physical action or a physical variable. That is actuator act as an output device. Here an example of the actuator, that is smart watches use ambient light sensor to detect the surrounding light intensity and uses an electrical electronic actuator circuit to adjust the screen of the mobile or your watch. Okay, that is a variation of intensity of the surrounding. The monitor intensity, that is for eye protection purpose, like that the variation also be changes. So here is the diagram is shown, the four step of process of actuator, how it will be get the signal from the processor data. Here temperature sensor detects heat, that send this detect signal to the control center. Control center sends command to the sprinkler. Sprinkler turns on and puts out flame. So this is the one another example is for temperature detect. According to the temperature detection, the actuator will be going to take the action. Here sprinkler will be uh, using for controlling the temperature. If it is exceeds the temperature beyond the threshold, then the signal will be sent by the controller. The controller will be activate the actuator to sprinkle the water, okay, to reduce the temperature. That is the simple one example is shown. Okay, next, if the embedded system is designed for monitoring purpose only, so I told if it is not require a controlling purpose, or if you need some monitoring purpose only, then no need of the actuator in the system. What is the example? The example is the ECG machine. ECG machine will be going to only it monitor the heart patient, the heartbeat of the patient. Okay, so here the differences between the sensor and actuator are tabulated. Just you go through it, just what we discussed, that is tabulated. What are the difference between the sensors and actuator? Sensor is an input device, actuator is an output device. Convert a physical parameter to a electrical output. Here electrical to physical output. A device that detect event of changes in the environment and send the information to the another electronic device. A component of a machine that is responsible for moving and controlling the mechanisms. Thus the two differences of the sensors and actuators. Now next we'll study the some of the important basic sensors and actuators. What are the devices will be using in an embedded system, we'll discuss. That is the topic, the input and output subsystem. The input and output system of the embedded system facilitate the interaction of the embedded system with the external world. As mentioned earlier, the interaction happens through the sensors and actuators connected to the input and output ports respectively of the embedded system. Okay, here is the one first example, that is a light emitting diode. LED is an important output device for visual indication is any embedded system. That is the visual indication in any embedded system you take. This is the basic element of the output device is using in an embedded system. What is LED? LED can be used as an indicator, okay, for the status of the various signals and situations. Typical example are indicating the presence of a power condition like device on, battery low, charging of battery for a battery operated handheld embedded system. So if you take any kind of electronic or embedded system, it has consists on LED for indication purpose. Next, light emitting diode is structure. We'll now discuss the PN junction diode, and it contains an anode and on cathode. So the structure of the LED is shown in the diagram, with a resistor is connected for a power supply, and another one end is connected to ground. So LED to be get on, the anode must be connected to the positive, and cathode is of the power supply is connected to the cathode. Then only it will be power on, or a light will be get on. So these things will be, you have studied in the AAC, right? We can here refresh and recall the things what you have already studied. So LEDs can be interfaced to the port pin of a processor controller in two ways. Anode is directly connected to the port pin, and port pin drives the LED. Okay, two way of connection to the pin of the microcontroller can take place. That is, a port pin is at logic high, the LED will be get glow. Another type will be called as a cathode of LED, is connected to the port pin, and anode to the supply. So this kind of LED is connected to the pin when the LED get glow at logic low. These two kind of connection physically we can make connect with the embedded system of the input and output port of the pin. Okay, anode and cathode of the LED. So here next, another one important display unit or a display device is a 7-segment LED display. This display unit or a device is used for the displaying the alphanumeric characters. So this LED or a 7-segment LED display is an output device used for displaying the alphanumeric characters. It contains 8 light emitting diode. 8 LEDs are connected, that is segments we call it as, arranged in a special form. That will be arranged in the special form that is shown in the diagram. And one among the 7 segment are for the displaying of the alphanumeric, and another 8th LED is for the representing the decimal point. The following figure explains the arrangement of LED segments in 7-segment LED display. The LED segments are named A to Z. A, B, C, D, that is shown in the inside of the figure. You can observe A, B, C, D, E, F, G. G is the center segment. Okay, another segment is the DP, that is the point decimal point LED. It is called as a DP. For displaying 3, the segments, for example, you want to display a 3 number, the segment, what are the segment to be get on? Here A, B, C, D and G are let it to be get on. Okay, so this is the 7-segment LED structure. Here two kind of LED 7-segment LEDs are available in market. One is the common anode, another one is the common cathode. In all the 8 LEDs are anode of the LEDs are connected in common. We call it as a common anode. And similarly, another type of the 7-segment LED is all the 8 LED of the all 8 cathode of the LED are connected as common. So the diagram as shown in the figure. So here two type of LED are using. Okay. Next, another one is the optocoupler. So this also you have studied in the previous semester. The what is optocoupler, what is the use of the optocoupler, where it will be purposefully you need to be repair. Okay, So is a solid state device to isolate two parts of circuit. One is the optocoupler combines an LED and opto transistor in a single package. The it will be shown in the diagram. You observe left side of here input, that is circuit, LED, that is infrared LED that emit the higher uh, wave. That higher wave will be incident on the base of the transistor. If base of the transistor is got higher LED, the transistor get conduction takes place. That transistor will be get on. That complete detail will be shown in the from the LED to the transistor, no connection. That is a isolation will be there. So this circuit is used particularly some applications, some purpose here listed out, that suppressing interference in data communication, circuit isolation purpose, high voltage separation, simultaneous separation and signal intensification, etc. Optocouplers can be used in either input circuit or an output circuit. Okay. So here is an example, some simple circuit of the optocoupler are connected for both in input and also an output pin of the microcontroller. Just go through the circuit here. The following figure illustrates the usage of optocoupler in input circuit and output circuit of an embedded system with a microcontroller as the system core. So here is the optocoupler is used. The IC is the MCT2M optocoupler. He will be used. Just it is circuit. You go through it for both case input and output operations. Next will be the stepper motor. Okay. So let we will discuss the stepper motor in the next video session. Now we will stop it here. So today's class we have studied the what is the sensors and what are the actuators, and example of the actuator, that is the output devices we have studied LED and optocouplers. Okay, detail we have studied. So in the next video session let we discuss in detail the stepper motor device. Okay, thank you.